go.
Good morning, it's Jim and Becky in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. Together we are With It Retirees. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about 6 habits that I think you could develop that will help you to survive your e-bike. So let's just kind of get into it. I've been riding bicycles for a long time, and I have a couple thousand miles now on e-bikes. So I've done a few things wrong, and this is strictly my opinion. Most of it is pretty mainstream though. So habit number 1 that I've listed about 1 million times, and I will list probably that many more, is gotta put your helmet on before you start this thing. It'll save your life, keep you from being badly injured. You gotta wear your helmet. I think it's nice to hang your helmet on the bike if you only got one bike in particular, just so you know it's there. That's number 1. We won't talk about it anymore. Number 2 is you need to be highly visible. Let's just start out with this beautiful orange shirt. This is a Carhartt work shirt, one of the best shirts ever made. Incredibly tough, nice loose fit for riding, and not too badly priced. They last forever too. So I suggest you get one of these in this color or the yellow color. So on top of that, next thing, if you have lights built into your bike, turn them on. If you don't have them built in, you can easily get a light like this. I have this on blink. See, so set that there. And then I really like these little gizmos in the back. These are all rechargeable, real easy to recharge with any kind of a charging outlet. Putting those on and running them even in the daytime, it's very important that you are seen. When you're riding your bike, there's going to be maybe 200 people out there that you're going to see that are going to be courteous, know you're there, and obey the laws and understand that you have rights. And then for every 200 people like that, there's going to be 1 or 2 that they don't see you, or they don't recognize that you have legal rights on the road. So these are the guys that you got to watch for, and that's why you're trying to start by dressing this way. So number 3, and probably the most important part of this whole deal, is know your brakes. The brakes on an e-bike are just like the brakes on a regular bike, almost always disc brakes. I'm not going to show a picture one right now, but the left brake on almost all bikes or e-bikes is the front, and the right brake is the rear. Now what you need to know about this is the right brake, which is the rear, doesn't have much braking capacity. If it's used alone, it would only just sort of slow you down, which is how you would use it. The left brake has most of the braking capacity, but if you don't use this one, when you use this one, you could go endo over the top of your bicycle, which is something you don't want to do. So we'll stop right there. Another thing you should remember if you're braking your bike is to stay down on your seat or low and keep your arms straight and don't get out over the top of your bike. Another good trick you might do is put something like this. That's a whole bunch of weight and chain and lock and stuff like that down behind you and back, and now put your center of gravity where you want it. So anyhow, back to the braking. So when you're riding down the street, somebody's going to cut you off inevitably or come out in front of you, and you're going to need to brake very, very fast and without even thinking about it. So what you need to do when you get your bike is take it somewhere where nobody's watching and start playing with the brakes. Get up to a very low speed to start with, and I like to hit both brakes at the same time. This is accepted practice. Some people would say hit the right brake first and then the left brake. But my opinion is when you are in a critical situation, both brakes same time, fastest way to go. It'll stop your bike and it will not tend to make you throw over the front wheel. So anyhow, get somewhere where you can test it and try it at like 10 miles an hour or 5 miles an hour and get up to speed, whatever speed you intend to ride at. You should be able to hit your brakes very, very hard. But you have to approach that very, very slowly. And my opinion, the way I ride, is my hands like this, my fingers on the brakes. When I'm riding down the road, if you put your hands here, how long does it take to get to there? Not very long, but a little bit. Your hands are here, bang, there's the brakes. And you can hit them without even thinking about it as hard as you need to stop. So anyhow, that's the story on the brakes, and they are absolutely the most critical part of your bike. So let's go to the next issue, and that's around here. We're in the Portland, Oregon area, and in other parts of the country too. If you get killed on a bicycle, they paint a bicycle white and they chain it very close to where you were killed. So in this area, I know of several that are around here. There will be a bike chained somewhere, a white bicycle, and that's what that means, is someone was killed right there. Now, the reason I say this is, first, if you're riding along and you see that, you have no idea how it will improve your riding skills. Immediately you go on defense mode. That's the first thing, you think, whoa. And the thing that's crazy about it is the ones I've seen, and what you need to remember, are not in the places you would think they would be. And that's why you have to be careful all the time. Ride with your brakes and alert all the time, because it doesn't matter where you are, it can happen. So the tip, and I take these as reminders for people to pay attention to what they're doing. So the tip, or the habit, is to ride like you just saw a ghost bike. So the next thing I want to talk about is your routes and choosing your routes. I live in a suburban and commercial sort of area with stores and a little bit of everything, and what I have done is developed routes where there are good bike trails and good intersections, and I understand how to get there. I'm trying to get to stores mostly, but so I know the route. I know that it's safe as far as I'm concerned, and what I will do is continually change the route and make it safer and safer as time goes on, and build new routes. But that's the next habit I would like to talk about, or tell you about, is to stick to routes you know and slowly improve on them, and you won't get surprised by something. The next and final habit, which I've started doing lately, and it kind of ties into what we were just talking about, is when I get done with a bicycle ride, I kind of think I got into it because my watch keeps saying this thing where you're supposed to take a moment to reflect. So anyhow, and think about, what did you do wrong on that ride? Did you get somewhere where you felt uncomfortable? And if you did, how do you get away from going there or doing that again? Did you make mistakes? Try not to do it again, or do you need to change your route because it wasn't where you wanted to go? So if you do that, your rides will continue to get easier. So that's it. We'll see you next time.